Very good morning to everyone. Okay, we will continue here in the last class. Last class we started the Faraday's law of electrolysis. Faraday's law of electrolysis. So Faraday's law, this is a quantitative approach of the electrolysis. How much amount of substance is deposited or liberated at the respective electrodes can be calculated by using these Faraday's laws. Here two laws, first law and second law. You can revise the first law. According to first law, the mass of the substance deposited or liberated is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity passed through that electrolytic solution. So from this we can derive the formula W equal to Z into IT, where Z is the electrochemical equivalent, I is the current and T is the time. So this electrochemical equivalent value is equal to equivalent weight of the substance by 1 Faraday charge, that is 96,500 coulombs. That value if you substitute here, you get W equal to E by 96,500 into I into T. And this is a formula to calculate the amount of substance deposited or liberated by passing some amount of current with some time period. This is first. Now we will see the second law. That part we have covered in the last class anyhow. Now second law of Faraday, or Faraday's second law. The second law here is when we pass the same quantity of electricity to the electrolytic solution. So here more than one electrolytic solution which are connected in a series, then the amount of substances deposited or liberated is in their equivalent weights. So that is the second law. We can take the statement like this here. When the same quantity of electricity is passed, when the same quantity of electricity is passed to different electrolytic solutions, so which are connected in series, then the weight of the substance deposited will be in the ratio of their equivalent weights. And this is the second law. When the same quantity of electricity two times came, this came. Same quantity of electricity is passed to the different electrolytes connected in series, then the weight of the substance deposited will be in the ratio of their equivalent weights. This is the second law. That means what? Let us take two electrolytic solutions and here they are connected in series. Let us assume we have the electrolytic solution A here and electrolytic solution B here. There are two substances that are passing the same amount of current through this electrolytic solution. Then weight of the substances deposited or liberated. Let us assume here weight of substance A and weight of substance B. So this is, you can consider that so the substance deposited will be in the ratio of their equivalent weights. So if you take WA by W should be equal to equivalent weight of A by equivalent weight of B. And this is the second law of Faraday, or Faraday's second law. Now this we can write WA by EA is equals to WB by EB. So this is the second law of Faraday. Let us take one example here. If we take two electrolytic solutions, like one is silver nitrate and one is copper sulfate, for example, and if we connect these two in series and if you pass some same amount of current, then the amount of silver and copper deposited at cathodes will be like this. That is weight of silver by weight of copper will be equal to equivalent to weight of silver by equivalent to weight of copper. So like this. From this you can calculate, at least if you know the weight of silver, you can calculate what is the weight of the copper deposited. So one to other relation, by knowing one compound information or one substance information, we can calculate the other substance information. Then you have equivalent weights we know. For silver, the equivalent weight is 108, and for copper equivalent weight, that is a molecular mass by 2. You get 31.75 is the equivalent weight. This is anyhow known values. From these known values, we can calculate any one of the unknown. If you know one of the weight of the substance. So here one point, just we can collect these some important notes. You can write some important notes. This is very useful later. We know that 1 Faraday, that is equals to 96,500 coulombs, nothing but charge of 1 mole electrons, that is also equal to equivalent weight of the substance. So from this you can write 1 Faraday is equals to the equivalent weight of substance deposited or liberated. In case of sodium, if you pass 1 Faraday, 23 grams of sodium can be deposited, or 1 mole of sodium can deposit. So 1 Faraday is equal to 23 grams of sodium, or you can say 1 mole of sodium, or 1 Faraday is equals to magnesium, that is 12 grams of magnesium. But in case of magnesium, the amount of magnesium deposited is 12 grams only. Means how many moles? That equal to 1 mole of magnesium. Here 1 Faraday equal to half mole of magnesium or 12 grams of magnesium. But with respect to sodium, 23 grams and 1 mole. Next, 1 Faraday is equals to 9 grams of aluminium, or 1 by 3 moles of aluminium. This is also equal to 31.7 grams of copper, or that is equal to half mole of copper, or that also equal to 32.5 grams of zinc, or that also equal to half mole of zinc. Nothing but 108 grams of silver, means 1 mole of silver. That also equal to 20 grams of calcium, or half mole of calcium. And that also is equals to 1 gram of hydrogen, H2 here, half mole of hydrogen, again H2 molecule, or in terms of volumes 11.2 liters of hydrogen at STP. So here with respect to volume, 1 Faraday equal to 1 gram of hydrogen or half mole of hydrogen, or 11.2 liters of hydrogen at STP conditions. And with respect to oxygen, 1 Faraday is equals to 8 grams of oxygen, or 1 by 4th mole of oxygen, or that is equals to 5.6 liters of oxygen at STP. And similarly with respect to chlorine, 35.5 grams of Cl2, or half mole of Cl2, and 11.2 liters of Cl. And this is some important information with respect to the Faraday's and other. Mostly these type of information we will get in further numericals, especially about copper, zinc, silver, how much amount of copper deposited or zinc deposited, silver deposited, sodium, magnesium, we will get in the numericals. Simply the numericals on second part of the chemistry. One coulomb of electricity produces mkg of a substance X. The electrochemical equivalent of X in grams is, so 1 coulomb of electricity, something is missed here, produces. Here 1 coulomb of electricity produces mkg of a substance X, and the electrochemical equivalent of X in grams is. What is the answer for this? 1 coulomb of electricity, electrochemical equivalent nothing but Z. Z is nothing but the amount of substance deposited by passing 1 coulomb of electricity, that is mkg is given. So nothing but m only, mkg, but they are asking in grams, so into 10 power 3 grams. the electrochemical equivalent of an element is 0.0006735 grams per coulomb. Calculate equivalent weight. So simple, here Z value is given 0.0006735 grams and they are asking E value. So E is equals to Z into 96,500 coulombs. Yes, if you multiply these two, you will get approximately 65 grams. That is the equivalent weight. Third question. During electrolysis of a solution, silver nitrate. During electrolysis of a solution of silver nitrate, 9650 coulombs of charge pass through the electroplating bath. Then the mass of silver deposited on the cathode will be. This is the question. During electrolysis of a solution of silver nitrate, 9650 coulombs of charge pass through the electroplating bath. Then the mass of the silver deposited on the cathode will be. What formula we can apply? Here W is equals to. So from the formula W is equals to E by 96,500 into I into T. What is I into T? The charge that is given 9650. In place of IT you put that value. E is equivalent weight of silver 108, 905, this one 9650. So you get 10.8. Or else simply, what is that? 9650 means 0.1 Faraday. 0.1 Faraday can give 108 grams. Sorry, 1 Faraday can give 108. Then 0.1 Faraday can give how much? 10. This is the direct one. One more question here. A quantity of electricity required 12.3 grams of nitrobenzene to aniline arising 50% current efficiency is. So what is the quantity of electricity required to reduce 12.3 grams of nitrobenzene to aniline and with 50% of current efficiency? You can see the solution for this. Quantity of electricity required to reduce nitrobenzene, this compound. Converting nitrobenzene to aniline. Now, number of electrons involved in this reaction. What is the N factor of nitrobenzene? So, this we have discussed at the 11th at the time of N factor calculations. Right? What is the N factor for nitrobenzene here? 6. Why? Because the change in oxidation state. Here nitrogen oxidation state is +3. And here nitrogen oxidation state -3. It is changing from +3 to -3. So, overall change is 6. N factor for nitrobenzene is 6. And what is the mass? Nitrobenzene molar mass is 123 grams. Now, this is the data with you. They are asking quantity of electricity. What formula we have? W is equals to E by 96,500 into I into T. If current efficient is mentioned, we have taken one formula. If the current efficiency is given, you have to take the current efficiency eta value. So here W, how much of substance? That is 12.3 grams of nitrobenzene converted to the aniline. And what is the equivalent weight? That is the molecular weight by N factor. You can take directly 123 by N factor is 6 into 96,500. This we have to calculate. I into T, the Q value. Charge we have to calculate. So that is a Q value. And efficiency 50%, 50 by 100, so 0.5. So this one if you simplify it, you will get 1.2 Faradays or 1.2 into 96,500 coulombs. Nothing but just if you multiply this, you will get 11,500 coulombs. This is answer. So here 1 Faraday of electricity is passed separately through 1 liter of 1 molar aqueous solution of silver nitrate, tin tetrachloride and copper sulfate. Then the number of moles of silver, tin and copper deposited at cathode or in the ratio. So simple. The solution here is very simple. When you pass 1 Faraday through the silver nitrate solution, let us take the ratio of silver, tin and copper. If pass 1 Faraday is equal to 1 mole of silver, just now we have discussed, and if pass 1 Faraday, in case of tin, the oxidation state is +4, it required 4 moles of Faradays, but we are passing only 1 Faraday. So you will get 1 by 4th mole only. In case of copper, and if you pass 1 Faraday, you will get 1 by 2 mole. So that will give 1:1:2. So in this ratio, you will get it. So here they asked about the mole, sometimes the mass ratios. This you can multiply with 108 something. You will get the mass ratios. Next question. The time required to remove electrolytically one of from 0.2 liters of 1 molar AgNO3 solution by a current of 1 ampere is
160.
just the solution. What is given here? 0.2 liters of 1 molar silver nitrate means how many moles? Number of moles of silver nitrate is given 0.2 mole. So from this we have to remove electrolytically 1 half. So from 0.2 we have to remove half, means 0.1 mole we have to remove. So for the removal of 0.1 mole of silver nitrate, how much charge is required? Generally for 1 mole we required 1 Faraday. Then for 0.1 mole we required how much? 0.1 Faraday. Nothing but 9650 coulombs. So this much charge is required. What is the 9650? Coulombs nothing but it is a current into amperes. There is current into time. Amperes in terms of seconds. That is a coulomb. I value they give amperes. 1 ampere I equal to. Then T equal to directly 9650 seconds. And this if you convert into minutes, if they ask in minutes, just divide with 60. You will get 160 minutes approximately. That's it. No question. The pH of 0.5 liters of, this is a question. The pH of 0.5 liters of 1 molar sodium chloride after the electrolysis for 965 seconds using the 5 ampere current is. pH and forget about pH. First they give 0.5 liters of 1 molar NaCl. So we have the NaCl. How much amount? 0.5 mole is there, right? And they are passing some electricity. How much? 965 seconds with the 5 ampere current. Then what is the current here? The charge. 965 into 5. means how many Faradays? This you divide with 96,500 and that can give 0.05 Faradays. And we have 0.05 moles, we are passing 0.05 Faraday. Then how much amount of substance can be converted into the, when you do the electrolysis of NaCl, what will get? NaOH. Apart from this, liberation of hydrogen and chlorine, cathode and anode respectively. Then the solution will become basic in nature, NaOH. Then how much 0.05 Faraday means? You will get 0.05 moles of NaOH can be liberated. So this much amount of NaOH is formed. That you convert into the concentration. This many moles, again in what is the volume? 0.5 liters. So then concentration of OH minus is moles by volume 0.05 by 0.5. That can give 0.1 molar. If it is 0.1 molar means what is the pOH? pOH equal to, this is 10 power minus 1. So 1. If pOH 1 means pH equal to 13. That's it. Using electrolytic method, question using the electrolytic method to produce 10 liters of oxide at STP, the amount of the cost required is some X rupees. Then to produce the same amount means the same 10 liters of hydrogen at STP, how much amount we required in rupees. So how much it is? X by 2 rupees. Why? Because production of hydrogen and oxygen, they are in 2:1 ratio. Right? Hydrogen to oxygen, the ratio is 2:1. Then this is for oxygen we required X rupees means for hydrogen you required X by 2. .2 Faraday charge is passed in 1 liter solution containing 0.1 molar iron 3 plus ions. Then how many moles of iron get deposited at cathode, assuming only iron is reduced, electrolytic process, and here is given the reduction potentials of iron 3 plus 2, iron 2 plus is equals to 0.77 volt, and similarly the reduction potential of iron 2 plus 2 iron, that is equals to minus 0.44 volt. So they are passing 0.2 Faradays of charge through the 1 liter solution of 1 molar concentration, which is having iron 3 plus ion. Then how many moles of iron get deposited at cathode? And here assuming that only iron is reduced electrolytically and their electrode potentials to convert iron 3 plus 2 iron 2 plus 0.77 and iron 2 plus 2 iron is minus 0.44 ohms. Solution for this 0.2 Faraday charge they passed through the solution 1 liter of 0.1 molar iron 3 plus ions. How much amount we have? 1 liter 0.1 molar means 0.1 mole of iron 3 plus ions are there in that electrolytic solution. To that they pass 0.2 Faradays. this much current is passed. Next they give see this electrode potential values. What it indicates? Reduction potential of iron 3 plus to iron 2 plus is 0.77. This is much greater than the iron 2 plus to iron. Means first you have to convert this iron 3 plus to iron 2 plus. The reaction can proceed like this. Then after iron 2 plus to iron. So one by one. Now here 2 Faradays passing through the 0.1 mole means anyhow to convert plus 3 to plus 2. How much Faraday is required for 0.1 mole? Required 0.1 Faraday. Just if pass 0.1 Faraday, the complete iron 3 plus can be converted into the iron 2 plus. Isn't it? Still how much amount of current left? We have total 0.2 Faraday. In that 0.1 Faraday is utilized to convert iron 3 plus to iron 2 plus. Still 0.1 Faraday left. Again this 0.1 Faraday we can use to convert iron 2 plus to iron. But to convert complete iron 2 plus to iron we required 0.2 Faradays. Why? Because 0.1 mole is there. But amount left, the current left is 0.1 Faraday only. So this 0.1 Faraday can convert only half of the amount. Means you will get 0.05 moles of iron. Then how much iron 2 plus left? 0.05 moles of iron 2 plus left. Now overall reaction. So when you pass 0.2 Faraday through the iron 3 plus solution, so it will give 0.05 moles of iron 2 plus and 0.05 moles of iron. So amount of iron deposited now is 0.05. And sometime they may ask you the question another way. And what is the ratio of iron 2 plus to iron remaining in the solution? So that is 1:1 ratio. Or what is amount of iron 2 plus left in the solution? That is a 0.05 mole. Like that. Questions can be asked.
Sir, मेरे पर electron.
Next question. So here when 6 into 10 power 22 electrons are used in the electrolysis of a metallic salt, and here this ion Mx X plus 1.9 grams of the metal is deposited at the cathode. The atomic weight of that metal is 57. Then what is the value of X? Very simple one. Eventually when you pass 6 into 10 power 22 electrons means what? 0.1 mole electrons. 0.1 mole electrons charge 0.1 Faraday. If you pass 0.1 Faraday, how much amount of substance is depositing? 1.9 grams is deposited. Then for 1 Faraday, how much amount of substance can deposit? 19 grams. What is the 19 grams? This 19 grams nothing but equivalent weight. And they give the atomic weight 57 and equivalent weight we got 19. Then you have to calculate the n factor. That is weight of the substance by equivalent, molecular weight by equivalent weight. 57 by 90. A copper plate. This is a question. A copper plate of 10 centimeter and 10 centimeter dimension, width, height, something, and 0.1 thickness is to be plated with by using the silver. If the density of silver is given 10.8 gram per ml, then the number of moles of electrons required for this process means to plate to coat this copper plate with the silver. So how much charge is required? Now what is the solution for this? They are asking the number of moles of electrons required, means the charge. If you know the weight of silver plated, then you can calculate the number of electrons required. First you calculate weight of silver. What information we have? The copper plate dimensions are there, means you can calculate volume from that, and density of silver is given. They should calculate volume into density. What is the volume? 10 into 10 into 0.1, and the density 10.8. So that can give 108 grams. So to coat that copper plate, we required 108 grams. So to deposit 108 grams, how much current we have to pass? 108 grams means 1 equivalent for silver. So we have to pass 1 Faraday current. 1 Faraday means 1 mole of electron. The number of moles means 1 mole electrons. So this much current we have to pass. This is the question. The charge required for the oxidation of 1 mole of Mn3O4 into MnO4 2- in the alkaline medium. This is the solution for this. Check the equation. Mn3O4 is converting into the MnO4 2-. For this conversion, how much charge is required? Just calculate the N factor. What is the oxidation state of manganese? Plus 8/3, and the oxidation state of manganese plus 6. Now you see the change in oxidation state. 6 minus 8/3 is 10/3. There is a change in oxidation state 10/3, but 1 mole of Mn3O4 contains 3 manganese. So total change into 3 per molecule 10. So change 10 means 10 electrons involving the conversion Mn3O4 to MnO4 2-. 10 electrons required means, so we required 10 Faraday charge or 10 moles electron charge.